Hello preppers, I'm making this video to go over an item that most preppers stockpile or keep large quantities of, I believe, batteries. The reason I'm doing this little thing on batteries is I made a discovery which I'm curious if other people have had the same problem. Many years ago I used to always buy Duracell batteries, but then the Energizer Bunny commercial came out. I switched over to Energizer. I would buy packages of batteries anytime I was in a store and store them at home. They were always kept a relatively constant temperature, usually 70 degrees, air conditioning in the summer, heated in the winter. These are not kept in the back of a vehicle or any extreme temperature area. Over the years, what I discovered or had to deal with is batteries leaking. Like you can see, possibly the corrosion built up in here, or leaking in thermostats you have on the wall in the home, or radios. And I always contribute it to forgotten batteries. But what's happened is I pulled out a stockpile. I don't know if you can see the date, but they're 2011 and they're corroded. Now I know it's 2012, but that would be a typical example of what I would take out of a flashlight. As you can see on the left here, on the top, the center, the bottom, unopened package. Next package I have came out of the same area. Same thing. Almost in the same spot. But the batteries are corroded. And these are 2011. This came with Duracell batteries, but I used it. They got weak. I put Energizers in. Turned it off. And maybe because of the camo, I lost track of it. And then when I took it out, it was dead. When I opened it up, the batteries were corroded. Now, these are 2014. They're fine. These are 2009. They're fine. These are 2017. They're fine. These are assorted dates. They're fine. These are the batteries that come out of little Hess trucks when you get them at Christmas time. And there's the logo. For the most part, every time I have a problem, it is with the AA. Now, another thing I wanted to show you is here's some Duracells. They're 2001, and if I put them in this rad meter, yep, that didn't work. Just lay it here like that. Put it on circuit test. It reads okay. So that's a 2001 battery. If you can see that. Here's another one. 2001. Go to circuit test. Reads okay. Maybe for some amusement we'll leave the meter on. Let's zero it first. No, that's not important. Zero test. Interesting. So anyway, I have this other battery tester that I use a lot, and I'll take batteries from one item, put them in another to get the most use out of it. So I'm frugal with the batteries. I don't need to be frugal with the batteries. I have so many, but that's just the point. You're stockpiling batteries because you could go through them at an alarming rate if there's no power and you're using them for walkie-talkies or portable radio that you're listening to every day, week after week. So all you have is what you purchased and saved. You're not going to be able to go to the store if things get really bad. So you want to buy batteries that last when you're not using them. Here is an unopened package, and if you can see it, the battery is 2010. They're not leaking. They're fine. And once again, these batteries are all kept in the same controlled environment. It's not like some are kept somewhere else. We're all in the same home, same temperature. Yet they're reacting differently. But it's the energizers that are giving me all the trouble. A month ago when I saw these batteries, the energizers that were leaking, I told my wife, very smart woman, and she picked up a package of Duracells. They are, let's see, that works. What's the date on these? They are dated for 2022, December, and right on the package it says guaranteed for 10 years of storage. The Energizer batteries say 7-year shelf life. I know you don't need to tell me anything, and I don't need to tell you anything, but right there you're gaining 3 years, so that's pretty obvious. But it doesn't say on the package anywhere will self-destruct the year after the date shown on the battery. And if that were the case, I would throw the batteries out before the date ends. But over and over again, like this, you buy them, forget about them, it's a year later, and something happens. In most cases, they got weak and they started to leak. So when it comes down to it, we're basically talking life and death here. Your life could depend on these batteries. So I will never again buy Energizer batteries, because package after package I have the same results in a controlled environment. Here's a 2001 Duracell. If you can see it, it's lighting up green. 2001 Duracell. They're not leaking. That's all I care about. If anybody else has batteries kicking around, could point out what they found, it'd be great. Thank you for listening. Comments are welcome. Take care, everyone.